Hello everyone. Today we will discuss about optical instruments like microscopes, telescopes, etc. Right? So optical instruments uh, are very important because they are used whenever uh, the objects to be seen are either very small in size or lie at very far off distance. In all these situations, these objects cannot be seen clearly and distinctly with the naked eyes. So we need to make use of these instruments called as optical instruments. These are microscopes, telescopes, binoculars, etc. So we will discuss about them one by one. So let us take the first optical instrument. It is simple microscope. Human eye, it is also an optical instrument, right? So the very first man-made optical instrument, it is the simple microscope. So what is a simple microscope? Under these topics of optical instruments, just like simple microscope, then we will discuss about compound microscope, then we will talk about the telescopes. In all these cases, we will discuss about what is the magnification produced by these optical instruments, means how large an object is shown by using these optical instruments, and how clear is it at a particular situation, in a particular situation. So let us start with the simple microscope. So what is a simple microscope? Simple microscope, it is nothing but a convex lens of very short focal length. It is called as simple microscope. So single lens, convex lens of short focal length, which has short focal length, it is called as a simple microscope. It acts as an optical instrument. It make the small objects clear and magnified whenever they are used. In this case, lens is held very near to the object, so near that it lies either at the focus of the lens, object lies to be seen, it lies at the focus of the lens, or it lies closer than the focus, or we can say focal length, and eye is placed close to the lens, this lens of the simple microscope, or simply simple microscope. Sometimes it is also called as the magnifying glass, which are you easily find in the open markets, just like that. So here there can be two kinds of images which can be seen here. First one image which we will get, it is erect image, just as you are having a view at this diagram. This is erect image of this object. It is magnified because the size is increased, and because the image is formed on the same side of the lens to which the object is lying, so therefore this is a virtual image. So this is the one situation. There can also be the other situation. So this situation is possible whenever the object lies within the focus, or we can say focal length of the convex lens, means slightly closer than the focal length, right? So in this situation, the final image, it will be formed at the least distance of distinct vision. This is the position of the image which we will make use here. And on the other side, this final image, it may be formed at the infinity, which will be possible if this object lies at the focus of this convex lens. In both cases, the image which is observed here, it is magnified. So we will find the magnification in both the cases. The case when the final image is formed at the least distance of distinct vision, just as shown here. The least distance of distinct vision for a normal eye is 25 centimeter. So the eye which is held close to the lens, the distance from the eye, it is taken as the distance from the lens itself. Okay. And then we will find out the magnification for the second case when the final image is formed at the infinity. Okay. So let us begin with the principle of this simple microscope, or we can say magnifying glass. So when an object which is of very small size, it is placed between the optical center of the lens and the focus of this lens, its virtual, erect and magnified image is formed on the same side of the lens. The distance of this object, small object, from this lens is so adjusted that this final virtual image is formed at the least distance of distinct vision, which is 25 centimeter for the normal eye. Now, in order to calculate the magnification, in this particular case, for example, whenever the final image is formed at the least distance of distinct vision, the magnification, which is called as the angular magnification or magnifying power. We will discuss these in two cases. So first case we will take when the final image is formed at the least distance of distinct vision, which we generally represent with capital D. So what is magnifying power of a simple microscope in that particular situation? It is defined as the ratio of the angle which is made by the image at the eye to the angle which is made by the object as seen directly when both these object and image lie at the least distance of distinct vision. So this is the statement of magnifying power, or we can say angular magnification of a simple microscope whenever the final image is formed at D, the least distance of distinct vision. Let us revise this once again. It is defined as the ratio of the angle made by the image at the eye to the angle made by the object at the eye when both lie at the least distance of distinct vision. Both image as well as the object are taken at the least distance of distinct vision. When both of them lie at the least distance of distinct vision, what angles they subtend at the eye, or we can say eye lens, or we can say lens of the simple microscope, because eye lie close to the lens. So the ratio of this angle made by the image to the angle made by the object when both lie at the least distance of distinct vision, this ratio it is called as the magnifying power, or it is also called as the angular magnification of this simple microscope in this particular case when final image is formed at the least distance of distinct vision. So for general notation, angle made by the image we take it as beta, and angle made by the object we take it as alpha in all our discussions. So the magnification or magnifying power, it is called as beta upon alpha. The angle made by the image to the angle made by the object when both image and object lie at least distance of the distinct vision. Now because this eye lens is of very small aperture and focal length, so these angles beta and alpha remains quite small, due to which they can be replaced by their tangents. So beta can be written as tangent beta and alpha can be written as tangent alpha, because alpha and beta remain quite small. Now we can find the value of tan beta and tan alpha from these two triangles. In this triangle A dash B dash C, we will find tan beta, which will be equal to perpendicular upon base, and similarly in this triangle, this A dash C, and this you can take as B double dash or so, we will find tan alpha. So from these two triangles, now this triangle A dash B dash C, it is making same angle beta as this triangle ABC, it is making at C. So this AB, it is also making the same angle beta at C. So therefore we take tan beta in this triangle rather than A dash B dash C. So this is it, right? So tan beta, it is perpendicular AB upon base CA, right? AB upon CA, and tan alpha in this triangle, tan alpha, it is equal to A dash, you can take it B double dash as perpendicular and base as CA dash. Now because this is nothing but the object which is placed at least distance of distinct vision, it is not actually placed, but we are keeping the object at the least distance of distinct vision so that we can get the ratio of their angles made by the image and the object. So that's why we are keeping we are supposing the object to be lying at the least distance of distinct vision. So this length a dash b double dash, it will be equal to ab. So that's why here in tan alpha we are using ab here in place of a dash b double dash upon ca. So that's why it just cancels out and we are left with only ca dash upon ca. Now by making use of sign conventions, we can substitute the values of ca dash and ca. So it is ca dash which is equal to d, the distance of image, which is capital D, the least distance of distinct vision, divided by ca. So this is ca is nothing but the object distance. So both are taken as negative. So d as well as u, it will have minus sign because the values are taken according to the sign convention. Both values or both lengths are being measured opposite to the incident ray. So therefore both are taken as negative. So their negative signs just cancels out and we get the formula for the magnification. So this is the formula for the magnification or magnifying power or angular magnification produced by a simple microscope whenever final image is formed at the least distance of distinct vision. The concept is quite easy. Only the thing is that you have to revise it once again and again. We can put this formula into a little more understandable form or in a slightly different form. For this we are going to make use of this length equation. Length equation we already know, it is minus 1 upon u plus 1 upon v, which is equal to 1 upon f. Here f, small f, it is nothing but the focal length of this simple microscope, which is quite small as per the principle of this we can say simple microscope. So here we substitute the value of u and v. Here u, it is equal to minus u according to sign convention, and v, it is equal to minus d. So when we substitute these values and we get this ratio d upon u from this equation, now on substituting values of u and v, we can get this ratio d upon u, which comes out to be 1 plus d upon f, because in place of v, what we are getting? Minus d. So that's why we will get here d upon u. So d upon u comes out to be 1 plus d upon f. So this is the another form of the magnification. So magnification, which is d upon u, and from the length equation we get d upon u to be 1 plus d upon f. So magnification takes another form, which is given by 1 plus capital D upon f. Here capital D is the least distance of distinct vision. Now we can proceed for the second case of image formation, which is formed at the infinity. This. So this is the ray diagram for that. We already know by the image formation, the cases of image formation by the convex lens, that image is formed at the infinity whenever object lies at the focus of the convex lens. So in this case, we adjust the distance of this object from this lens so that object lies at the focus and so that its final image is formed at the infinity, just as seen here. Now we can again get the magnifying power or angular magnification for this particular case when final image is formed at the infinity. So how do we define the magnifying power in this case? It is again very easy. It is defined as the ratio of the angle made by the image which is lying at infinity now at the eye. Angle has to be made at the eye by both image as well as the object in all cases. Whether it is the first case, second case, it is the case of microscope, it is the case of telescope. In all cases, the image has to be formed at the eye, which lies close to the we can say lens in case of simple microscope. So magnifying power in this case, it is defined as the ratio of the angle made by the image which lies at the infinity in this particular situation. So angle made by the image at the eye to the angle made by the object as seen directly when object lie at the least distance of distinct vision. Now in this case, only object is lying at least distance of distinct vision, not lying, but we are supposing it to if it lies at least distance of distinct vision, and image, it lies at the infinity. So therefore again formula for the magnification. So here it is angle beta, this angle is beta, and this angle is alpha when the final image is formed at the infinity. So therefore this magnification or magnifying power or angular magnification, it is written as beta, angle made by the image lying at infinity, to the alpha, the angle made by the object which lies at the least distance of distinct vision. Now because these angles remain quite small, beta and alpha, so they can be replaced by their tangents. So beta is written as tan beta and alpha is written as tan alpha. Again, in these two triangles, A dash B dash C, we find tan alpha, and A B C, we find tan beta. So from here we again get this equation. Now because object is lying at focus, so we simply write it as CF in place of CA. So that's why this is the only difference. Earlier it was CA because object was not at focus but closer than the focus. So we have to keep its notation CA. Here object is already lying at the focus for the image to be formed at the infinity. So that's why we are writing it as CF. So CA dash, it is nothing but D, and CF, it is nothing but F, the focal length of the lens. So this is the formula for the magnification when final image is formed at the infinity. And earlier, when final image is formed at the least distance of distinct vision, the magnification is 1 plus D upon F, which is 1 more than this value, D upon F. So that means we get more magnified image in case of the final image is formed at the least distance of distinct vision than if the image is formed at the infinity. That means if image is formed at infinity, the magnification is 1 less, right, than the other case. But the situation is that in order to focus at a closer distance, we have to strain our eye. So it is wise to keep the eye in a relaxed situation whenever final image is formed at the infinity, even if the magnification is 1 less, which is only 1 less. So it is okay to get magnification less by 1, but we can keep our eye unstrained, means in a relaxed situation. So that is more an advantageous situation to follow. Now we can talk about some uses of this simple microscope. This simple microscope or magnifying glass, these are used by the jewelers and watchmakers because they do very fine works. They are also used in science labs to see the slides or to read the Vernier scales, just like screw gauge or traveling microscope, etc. They are also used for due to their short focal length, because their short focal length enables us to place the object close to the eye, which make the object very bright and clearly visible. Because we have to keep our eye close to the lens, so therefore we are placing the object close to the eye, so which make the object bright enough and clearly visible. So these are some uses which we are summing here. Let us take one question here in order to digest what just we have discussed. The question is, calculate the maximum angular magnification produced by a magnifying glass. So that means we are talking about the simple microscope, and in case of simple microscope we have to calculate the maximum angular magnification. So as we have discussed, there are two kinds of magnification, two values of magnification which we can achieve in case of simple microscope. One magnification, it is 1 plus D upon F, other one is simply D upon F. So in the question, if it is asked for the maximum angular magnification, that means we have to take the higher value of magnification, 1 plus D upon F. So question is, calculate the maximum angular magnification produced by a magnifying glass whose focal length is given to be 5 centimeter, right? And it is also given that the distance of distinct vision is 25 centimeter. So value of D it is also given, and focal length it is also given. So for the maximum angular magnification we have this formula here 1 plus d upon f in place of d upon f, right? So 1 plus d upon f, this is the magnification. Let us substitute the value of d and f. D is 25 centimeter and f is 5 centimeter. We need not to convert d and f into meters. However, we have to keep both either in centimeters or in meters, because magnification is just a number which give how many times of the object the image is enlarged. So it becomes 25 upon 5, so which is 6 only. So magnification produced by simple microscope, which is a convex lens of 5 centimeter focal length, it produces an image which is 6 times larger than the object. This is the purpose of microscope we make use of. Now we can proceed for the compound microscope. Till now we have discussed about the simple microscope. Now we will discuss about the compound microscope, which use more than one lens, right? So there are two lenses in case of compound microscopes. One lens which faces the object, it is called as the object lens, and we observe this object through the other lens. We place the eye close to the other lens called as the eyepiece. The lens which lies close to the object called as object lens or objective. The focal length and aperture of this objective or object lens are used small. We take the objective or object lens of short focal length and short aperture. Whereas in case of eye lens, or which is also called as eyepiece, we make use of the lens of short focal length but of large aperture. In this case the aperture of the lens is large but still the focal length is short. So in case of compound microscope, object lens is of short aperture, short focal length, and eye lens or eyepiece, it is of short focal length but large aperture. So this is the requirement for a compound microscope. These two lenses are always held in such a situation that they lie on the same, or we can say common principal axis, and both of these are fitted at the two ends of the same tube. So there is a tube in which both these object lens and eye lens both are fixed with their common principal axis. So objective or object lens, it is the converging lens or we can say convex lens which lies close to the object. Eyepiece or eye lens, it is nothing but the again a converging lens, another convex lens through which the final image is seen. Both are of short focal length. However, object lens is of short aperture and eye lens, it is of large aperture. This is the only difference they have. Now we can talk about again the angular magnification or magnifying power of a compound microscope in both the situation. Both situations of what kind? When the final image is formed at the least distance of distinct vision of the eye, or in the second case in which whenever final image is formed at the infinity, just as we have discussed in our previous article. So for that we have to understand the ray diagram in both the situations. So when we have to find out the magnifying power or angular magnification when final image is formed at the least distance of distinct vision, for that we have to understand this ray diagram. So for this, the object is seen such that this object lens, it lies such that this object AB, which is to be observed, small object AB, it lies between focal length and the center of curvature of this objective. In actual situation, this object is lies slightly beyond the focus, or we can say slightly away from the focus. So when this object lies beyond focus but within the center of curvature of a convex lens, we already know that its final image is formed beyond the center of curvature of this lens. So its image is formed at this point beyond to FE. Here FE, it is called as the beyond 2 f naught. F naught, it is called as the focal length of the object lens, f naught, and 2 f naught, twice of that, it is the radius of curvature, or we can say it is the center of curvature. So f naught, it is the focus of the object lens. So its image found by this object lens, it is beyond this 2 f naught, or we can say beyond center of curvature of this object lens. So for example, the final image is formed here, right? So it is given the name A dash B dash. So when we want this final image formed, now this image A dash B dash, it will act as the object for the eye lens or for the eyepiece. So this will act as the object for which we want the final image in the first case to be formed at the least distance of distinct vision, which is possible whenever the final image is formed is on the same side of the lens. So whenever we want the image or final image on the same side of the lens, object lens, at the least distance of distinct vision, means at some finite distance, that means this image, final image, it will be virtual image, and this is possible whenever this image, which will act as object for this eye lens, it lies within its focal length, the focal length of the eye lens, which is called as Fe. So whenever we adjust the distance of this object lens from this object such that this final image is formed within the focus of this eye lens, then the final image will be formed at the least distance of distinct vision, and this will be called as A double dash B double dash. So this is the final image. Let me explain it once again. We are adjusting the distance of this object lens from the object AB, small object AB, so that its final image, so that this object is slightly beyond the focal length f naught of the object lens, and the final image is formed, it is beyond the center of curvature of the object lens and within the focus of this eye lens. The distance is so adjusted that the final image is formed at the least distance of distinct vision, and this, in this case, the image, it is given the name here A double dash B double dash. So this is the final image formation. The eye which is held close to this eye lens will see the object at the least distance of distinct vision. Now we can define and calculate the angular magnification or magnifying power in this particular case for the image formed at the least distance of distinct vision. So how do we define? Here in this particular situation, the angular magnification or magnifying power of compound microscope is defined as the ratio of the angle which is beta made by the final image. So here it is the final image. So angle made by it at the eye, the ratio of this angle to the angle made by the object when both image and object lie at least distance of distinct vision. So we are keeping this object AB, we are assuming this object AB to be lying at the least distance of distinct vision. So when both object and image lie at the least distance of distinct vision, the ratio of their angles is called as the angular magnification. So let me just read it once again. It is defined as the ratio of the angle beta made by the final image at the eye to the angle alpha made by the object when both are placed at least distance of distinct vision. So therefore magnification or angular magnification, magnifying power, whatever name we give it, capital M, it is equal to beta angle made by the image to the alpha angle made by the object. Again, because these angles remain quite small, so they can be replaced by their tangents. So in the numerator, in place of beta, we have tan beta, and in the denominator, in place of alpha, we have tan alpha. Now, in these triangles, A double dash, B double dash, PE, and here in this triangle or in this triangle, A dash, B dash, PE. But we take the triangle A double dash B double dash PE, which is the triangle which contains the angle made by this final image A double dash B double dash. So here we calculate tan beta, and in this triangle A double dash A triple dash PE we calculate alpha and substitute the values here. So tan beta becomes A double dash B double dash upon D. It is least distance of distinct perpendicular upon base. This is tan beta in this triangle. So this distance is nothing but the least distance of distinct vision, and so is the distance A double dash A triple dash divided by PE A double dash, which is again D. So that's why we are keeping the values here. On calculation, D cancels out, and in place of A double dash A triple dash, here A double dash A triple dash, it is nothing but the size of the object AB. So in place of this we are simply writing AB. So that's why here we have AB. So we have got the angular magnification to be A double dash B double dash divided by AB. So in order to convert this formula into a more meaningful and comprehensible form, we just multiply and divide by A dash B dash. So when we multiply A dash B dash, we keep it above AB, and on dividing we keep it below A double dash B double dash. So what just we have did, we are just dividing and multiplying by this number A dash B dash. Now this first ratio, this ratio, it is nothing but A double dash B double dash upon A dash B dash. So this divided by A dash B dash, this is nothing but the this act as the object for the eye lens, and this A double dash B double dash act as the image for the eye lens. So in this case, this ratio A double dash B double dash upon A dash B dash, here this act as the magnifying power for the eye lens, and on the other hand A dash B dash upon AB, A dash B dash upon AB, it act as the magnifying or magnification produced by the object lens. So for that we simply write ME into M naught. So this is the magnification or angular magnification we are getting in this particular case. Now we can calculate these magnifications produced by the eye lens and magnifications produced by the object lens. If it is the object lens, for the object lens, the magnification, it is simply given by V naught upon U naught. This is the general formula which we have already discussed. The image distance to the object distance from the definition of the magnification of a lens. And for the eye lens, because the final image is formed at the least distance of distinct vision of the eye lens. So this situation is very similar to this situation when the final image is formed at the least distance of distinct vision, or we can say final image is formed on the same side of the convex lens. So in that case, magnification has come to be 1 plus D upon F. So in this similar case also, this act as the object, forget everything else. Whenever we are calculating the magnifying power or magnification produced by the eye lens, forget everything else, just remember its object and the image. So this A dash B dash act as the object for this lens or eye lens, and A double dash B double dash act as the image for this eye lens. So in that case, its magnification, it will be given by 1 plus D upon F, because this final image for the eye lens is formed at the least distance of distinct vision. So we are using the same formula as here. There is no other point to consider. So it is very similar, or you can use a longer method to calculate it from this lens equation for the eye lens, or simply substitute the magnification for this eye lens, which is 1 plus D upon F. Here F, it is called as Fe, the focal length of the eye lens. So therefore there are the two magnifications, magnification produced by the eye lens and magnification produced by the object lens. So we substitute these two values of magnifications here in this equation, which is given by V naught upon u naught into 1 plus d upon Fe. So this is the formula for the magnification produced by a compound microscope whenever final image is formed at the least distance of distinct vision. And because the object is placed very close to the principal focus of the objective, means object lens, and final image is formed very close to the eyepiece, or we can say that image A dash B dash, this A dash B dash, it is formed close to this eye lens. So in that particular case, this V naught, what is V naught? This distance of this image from the object lens. This lies very nearly equal to the length of this microscopic tube. So this V naught is very nearly equal to the length of this microscopic tube, or the distance between this object lens and the eye lens. So this V naught is very nearly equal to L. And similarly, U naught, it is also very close to F naught, because object also lies very close to the object lens. So therefore its distance, object distance U naught, it is very close to F naught. So this approximation, whenever we make use of this approximation, we get the formula for the magnification to be M is equal to minus L upon F naught. Here minus sign is just for this opposite distance, this distance. The minus sign appears from this object distance, and V naught is very nearly equal to L. So it becomes minus L upon F naught, and inside bracket it remains same. So this is the just approximated formula for the magnifying power produced by a compound microscope for final image formed at the least distance of distinct vision. But if the final image is formed at the infinity, in that case we make use of the other formula as we have discussed for the magnification produced by the eye lens. So this is the second case here. When final image is formed at the infinity, the magnifying power or magnification by the lens, it is simply d upon f. So we substitute the value me to be simply d upon fe here. All other terms remain same. So therefore magnification is approximately, it is given by minus L upon f naught multiplied by d upon fe in case of image is formed at the infinity. This situation, when final image is formed at the infinity, it is also called as the normal adjustment of the compound microscope. So this is all about the angular magnification and magnifying power of a compound microscope. For the telescope, please refer to the second part. That's all about this. Thank you.